Hello and welcome to another episode of the Landscaper Growth Show. My name is Mark Lamberth. I'm your host. Today I'm speaking with Brian DeLuise at LA Plants in Los Angeles. Brian, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate the opportunity to interview.
Yeah, so we've been talking here before the show. I'm excited about this interview. I'd love to start just by hearing what services you provide for your customers there in LA.
Yes, we offer general landscape construction. We pretty much do everything, whether it's in our team, in our house, or we sub it out. But we pretty much do it all from A to Z for the front, backyard, interior, exterior, and practically, we're expanding into doing a lot of commercial properties and things of that nature as well.
Very cool. So that's going to include like lawn mowing, maintenance, landscape project work, and also hardscaping.
Correct. Yeah, we mainly focus on landscape construction. So we do branch out and do the maintenance once we do the actual project itself. Then we go ahead and perform the maintenance. Even if they have a current gardener, what we like to do is maybe go out every 2 to 3 months and just take care of the yard and just make sure everything is growing in a way that we're expecting for it to be. Because unfortunately, a lot of times the gardeners aren't, a lot of times the client will have a relationship with the current gardener for many, many years, and we'll come in and we'll renovate the yard, and the current gardener doesn't really have the same vision that we have, and we got to make sure that it's taken over in a correct way.
Got it. How many people do you have on your team?
So in-house, we have 12 people working with us. But like I mentioned originally, we do have a great network and team of different contractors that provide different services for us, and we're able to achieve a lot of different things.
Gotcha. So Los Angeles, as different than Minneapolis or New York. I mean, it's not as seasonal, right? I mean, you guys are working year round.
Yes, pretty much. Unless it's raining, and when I say raining, I mean like pouring. But even sometimes, if it allows, we're happy to work, because there are times when, like right now, this time of the year, peak summer, everybody wants to get their yard done. But, in the winter time, when the seasons come, the holiday seasons, people kind of put it on pause. But we do try to line up a lot of jobs, and so that way when that time does come, we're staying busy. But unfortunately, with the rain that we have, we don't really get much of it. But whenever we do, we try to work around it, whether because we only have rain for, like, let's just say an hour of the whole entire day. So we're able to kind of work, let's just say, in the morning, and then when it rains, we'll kind of stop.
Gotcha. Okay. You guys aren't dealing with snow in LA.
No snow in LA.
Yeah. Man, we love Southern California. We lived in San Diego for a while and just love what an incredible part of the country. So you guys been at this for a long time. I mean, you started in 2010?
Yes.
Is that right?
It's been a journey.
Love it.
It's been a journey. It's just been a beautiful one.
Yeah, fantastic. How did you get into this originally?
So originally, I actually was in the nursery business. I grew up like a lot of landscapers that I know, whether it comes with, they were mowing lawns with their dad, and then they started doing landscaping. But the way I did is I worked in the nursery trade my whole life. And then I decided to branch out and take on landscaping, and that's where we are. And now it's really been a journey to be able to expand and start networking with different people, and it's been a beautiful journey.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So regarding kind of the business and growing a landscaping business, I mean, you've been at this for a long, long time. You've got just a ton of referrals, right? Most companies, great companies, been in business for long. They grow the company primarily by referrals. Are there any other ways that you've gone about growing it? I mean, have you guys done door hangers, any type of online advertising, any type of that stuff?
So at the moment, we've been very fortunate to have a good reputation and a lot of word of mouth. We are online in terms of like your typical, Yelp and Google, and we have a lot of great reviews. So therefore, that's been one of our key components in terms of getting new business, new leads. We do some door hangers, but it's not as common or not as frequent, excuse me. But we do definitely do it. But mainly it's been all word of mouth and online presence. So we've
Gotcha.
actually tried to or are starting to get a little bit more into the social media presence and doing our best to, keep it more lively.
Gotcha. And we had actually chatted a little bit before the show about some of the social media work that you guys, are starting to get into, some of the posting and things. And you said that some of the posts are far more popular than some of the other posts that you guys put out. What are those, and why do you think that is?
Yeah, so I've actually, I've gauged both of them. So we obviously started presenting. Originally, we were presenting all of our projects and the before and afters, and you get a few likes here and there. But we started doing some funny stories and posts, and I'm getting thousands of views and they're like way more likes, and it's mind blowing to me. And I want to say just because it's funnier when people see, funny things, and that's kind of my goal. People are able to view outside of just the jobs. They see our character and it's hitting. So here we are.
I love
Yeah.
it.
So yeah. So it's definitely it's good. I enjoy it. It comes from the heart. It's scripted in a sense, but then I'm just like I'm winging it. And it's funny because when I do these funny videos, like I said, it comes from the heart. And when I do the post or I'm talking about the jobs, I feel like that's a little bit more scripted, opposed to something that just comes naturally.
I got it. Love
Yeah.
it. So, I get the sense, man, talking with you and talking with you before the show, that you're just running the company really well. I mean, you've been doing this for a long, long time. You've got 12 employees and just have a really just wonderful personality as well.
Okay.
I'm curious, you know, we're always trying to help, other landscapers and also just kind of connect with our audience, your kind of, your prospects and also your customers. I'd love to know, someone told me recently, another guest said you should ask this to other guests. Have What has been something that's been a challenge along the way, or any? And we could go any direction with this. It could be small things, something that's been difficult. You said, ask, what mistakes someone has made along the way, or what has been the challenge. With all these years of doing, great business, sounds like it's been an awesome journey. Has anything been especially a struggle, and how have you kind of overcome that?
So to me, one of the biggest challenges has definitely been sometimes certain team members where the other team members will tell me like, hey, this guy is not working, blah, blah, blah. But don't tell him we told you. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
all right, well, well, how do y'all expect me to do anything about it? Like you guys are telling me, and so I that's definitely been one of my key challenges, and I'm actually navigating through it as we speak. Like today, and they told me, they're
Uh-huh.
like, man, we're tired of this guy. I'm like, well, you guys got to tell me in front of him. So pretty much, I told him, I was like, look, you guys need to talk to him. If you guys don't want me to say that you guys told me, you guys need to talk to him and tell him, be like, hey, if you don't get your things together, then we're gonna go ahead and talk to the boss, and whatever happens, happens. I'm like, but you guys can't tell me and expect me to do something without you guys pointing it out either directly or letting me say that you guys are the ones that are complaining about this person. That's definitely been one of my key challenges. And obviously, and it's funny because I've actually, I speak to, like I said, I do a lot of subbing, and they tell me, they're like, oh yeah, when I like to, the bosses be like, I like to be there because when I'm there, the workers are moving.
Uh-huh.
And then as soon as I leave, they're all, they either start TikToking or whatever the case is, and they get on their phones. So I that's it's obviously it's everywhere. People, they unfortunately they tend to show their good side when the boss is there, and as soon as the boss
Uh-huh.
leaves, they're over here, doing their own thing. But I mean, besides that, I really have a great team overall. I have a good relationship. Like I'm speaking to you, and I talk to everybody with the same respect. As a kid, you always hear treat people how you want to be treated, and that's what I live by, and that's what I tell my kids, and that's it's the truth. You want to make sure that you treat people correctly, you treat them with kindness, you're polite, beautiful things will come, and obviously there's going to be some sour people, but let them do their own thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Any thoughts? I totally understand what you're saying, and I've heard these kinds of issues coming up with crews and different things. Any thoughts if someone else is experiencing a similar problem with that, and maybe you've already kind of outlined this of like have the crew talk to them, and then it could kind of come back around, make its way around to you, but maybe have them kind of talk to them first. If someone's experiencing that kind of problem, right? They've got crew that's going out, they're not out there, they're doing quitting jobs, or they're in the office, whatnot. The owner, how any advice for those folks? Like how might they kind of circumvent that or deal with that if they're kind of if that's happening on their own crew?
In my opinion, and the way I've been gauging it, is you got to balance it, and then obviously you'll know who the problem person is, and I try to separate them. I don't try to put the bad apple with other team members that will eventually cause he'll bring that same energy to them, and then they all start slacking. So I
Mm-hmm.
try to separate them, and have, let's just say, two people, four people on one side, and then the rest on the other side, and just try to manage it that way. Because, like I mentioned originally, I do have a person in particular, or because everybody chats, and there's just one in particular that he chats more than he should, and he slacks more than he should, but he's a good guy. He does do certain things that are beneficial to us, but it's a problem when he brings along people with him in terms of like the just talking away, and just it's a chain effect. It's contagious, unfortunately.
Sure, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I really, really appreciate you sharing that. I think it's going to be really valuable for folks to be able to hear that. Fantastic, Brian. Well, looking here into the future, I mean, you guys got a nice mature company. It sounds like it's going great. Are you guys still in growth mode at this point, or are you at a really nice level place where you're at with the team?
Obviously, growth mode is key. I want to continue to grow. In my opinion, what I've been doing the most now is, subbing a lot of jobs out, because LA Plants is Brian.
Uh-huh.
People know Brian. So they know the person I am. They trust me, and I've been able to bring other companies onto my team, where I'm able to pretty much sub it out. And I'm behind it. I'm making sure I'm talking to the clients. I'm making sure the design is executed the way we envision it, and I definitely do plan to continue to grow for sure.
Love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like on your site, I can see with like the 3D designs and stuff. Looks like you guys are, really kind of investing in the tech and things to be able to really serve your customers well. And and,
Yes.
and I love that, seeing people being kind of on the cutting edge, right? That seems like it's incredibly helpful for prospects and clients.
Of
I love it, man.
course. Yeah.
If folks are,
Unfortunately,
yeah,
I'm sorry to cut you short.
no, no, go ahead.
Unfortunately, with the designs, it's a great thing to do, to offer a customer to pretty much view their project before it's even executed. It's a wonderful thing. I Fortunately, there are some, now AI. Everybody's doing AI. Everybody's doing AI, but I would definitely say it's nothing like, having a conversation with somebody, discussing and doing tweaks here and there. It's nothing like that, opposed to doing it on on ChatGPT or whatever the case is. It definitely, it's more beneficial to have an actual person that's seen the site, has talked to you, and to be able to formally understand what you want to accomplish, what your goals are, and put it together on paper, and you'll be able to view it before it's even done.
I love it. Do you charge for those 3D renderings?
Yes, we do. So with that said, I mean, they do vary in cost depending on the size of the project. We do give you a credit of 50% of the project, not excuse me, not the, of the design phase. We give you 50% towards the project if you move forward with it.
Love it.
So
Love it.
yeah, so it's definitely it's a great thing to have. A lot of people do trust because I like to do it where I if a client calls me, they're like, well, we don't want to spend on a design. I go out to their home and I quickly doodle something on my iPad, and they're able to kind of see it, understand it, and hopefully sign off. But if not, then I recommend the 3D design, and that way they're able to see everything to the T.
That's awesome, man. Fantastic, Brian. Well, if folks are in Los Angeles looking for a great landscaper to work with, or looking for, even that initial design, kind of cool 3D rendering, what are the best ways to get in touch with you guys?
Yes, definitely. You could reach out to us on our website, www.laplants.com. You could email me directly at brian@laplants.com or give us a call at 323-382-4708.
Fantastic.
All
Great,
right.
great URL there. So fantastic. Head over and take a look at their website at LA Plants, like Los Angeles, laplants.com. Touch with
Yes.
Brian at LA Plant, or you can give them a call, 323-382-4708. Fantastic, Brian. Thanks so much for spending your valuable time coming on the show today, teaching our audience some really cool stuff.
Really, really appreciate you. Thank you.